Hello, DDPY family. I'm Spence. I'm 48 years old. And this is where I'm standing, this is my DDPY Performance Center. This is my accountability crib. And this is where champions are made. And I'm the only client. This is my bedroom. This is where I got started back in April 28th, 2021 was my very first day back. I originally started DDPY in 2017, did it for about 6 months. The problem with that was I was in my mid-40s at the time. I was about 44, 45. And I thought I could still do the things at 45, as I adjust my GoPro here, that I could do in my 20s and 30s. So I was still drinking. I was still eating crappy foods, still enjoyed my Mexican food and my cheeseburgers and stuff like that. But, you know, I wasn't really that committed. I was also in a bad time of my life, and, you know, nothing was working out right, and I pretty much said to hell with it. That's where I ballooned up. I know I was as much as 400, I had to be, but I know I weighed at my doctor officially at 392, 390. And then I started to gradually lose a bit of weight, and in April of 28th, I was in a conversation with my nephew, and that's when my story changes. I was talking to him, and he smiled at me, and some of you may have heard this before, and when he smiled at me, that's when I heard God talk to me through his smile. And he said, if you don't change your life, if you don't do something right now, you're going to check out early, you're going to devastate that kid's soul, and they just, you know, he's going to be asking why his whole life. And it just terrified me. So I knew right then and there I had to get back to DDPY. As I said, I did it before. I knew I could trust it. I was too old and too beat up and too out of shape to join a gym. I had to get in shape, if that makes sense. So, you know, my body wasn't working in the gym, so I knew I could trust DDPY because I've done it before. I knew I could trust Dallas. I used to be a professional wrestler myself, and he's always been a straight shooter. You can always count on him. And I knew that in my heart that I could do this, and that I could trust DDPY, and I could trust Dallas and all of those working at DDPY. So that's when I went back. April 28th, I was about 365 to 370. By my 48th birthday on September 5th, 2021, I weighed 255, between 255 and 250. That is about 105 to 110 pounds in April, May, 4 months. And all I did was DDPY. I didn't go walking. I didn't go to a gym. I didn't have a trainer. It was just me, DDPY, and an organic gluten-free diet. That's it. That's all I did. 4 months, 105 to 110 pounds. I plateaued since then, and I actually gained 14 pounds between like Halloween and New Year's Day. And I had switched to a keto diet, and I didn't do my due diligence, so I gained weight. And now I've dropped 9 pounds in the last week. So I'm headed in the right direction. I'm back on a protein and carb diet, just normal stuff, gluten-free, organic. But this is where it all started, and this is my accountability crib, if you will. There's not a lot of room, and so it makes things like broken table and stuff a little difficult, but, you know, I can do it, no problem. Crashing airplanes, I can do, but, you know, if I'm in a broken table and I have to, you know, go out, need an elbow, out, crunch, that's a pain in the ass. But anyway, here's my studio, if you will, my performance center. I'll give you a look around. Over here. All right. This is our wardrobe. And this is the art on the wall of fame. And it's two of the best to ever do it, Walter Payton and Earl Campbell. And that's me back in the day when I was in shape. That's probably about 12 years ago, maybe 14. But anyway, this is my hydration center, where we keep all of our fluids here. And this is our nutritional area. And I have my spirulina, chlorella, and my organic chia seeds I put in my protein shakes. And right here, these are the game changers. These are my DDPY jack straps. Everybody knows about them, but this is my second round with these. I wore my old ones out. I mean, just wore them to pieces. You know, I'm a little unconventional, and I do things differently. I make the DDPY my own. My mom always said that I never paid attention, but you know, he says you don't need to crank them up all the way. What do? I crank them up all the way. I didn't abuse them. I just wore the hell out of them, and they are a game changer. They do work, and I love them. These are my second pairs. Over here in the corner, this is our Performance Center security system. State of the art. This is my gym bag. Go Vols. It's where I keep all of my equipment, like my push-up bars, my Vibram toe shoes, knee pads, extra straps, the DDPY jack straps, and my DDPY mat, and my knee pad. This is pretty cool. I got this off of Amazon, and it saves my knees. You know, just growing up and being a rough little boy, playing sports, football stuff, and then becoming a professional wrestler. You know, here I am years later, I'm retired, but my knees are killing me, and this is a hardwood floor, and it sucks for knees. It's terrible. But this right here makes everything but easier. It's an Aerex, and it's worth every dime. But this is my original DDPY mat, and it's got some miles on it. You can see the marks. That's where my fingertips have been gripping. And down here on this end, that's where my feet are usually. You can see where it's just been mauled like a bear attack. And there's the old CPAP machine that keeps me breathing at night. This is our office center here with my air printer. And these are awesome. This is probably my favorite piece of equipment, really. These are my earbuds, and they're Beats. Got them off of Amazon. And the reason they're important is I have to do deliveries, and I have to start at 6 a.m. And a lot of times by the end of the day, man, I'm just shot, and I don't. Sometimes I miss a workout. Sometimes I, you know, just forget. It's very rare, and I hate that. So I love to work out in the morning, and I start waking up about 3 a.m., eat breakfast at 3:15, and by 3:40, 3:45, I'm on the mat. But I live with my parents. My mother's room is right next door. And I like to, you know, who wants to hear Dallas yelling at 3:30 in the morning? No, you know, squat, drop, and lower. No, and, you know, and she doesn't want to hear my Ozzy Osbourne music or my AC/DC or Def Leppard jamming. So these are Bluetooth, and I put them in. I like these because they have hooks, and I've got tiny ears, and they stay on during the workouts. But, and nobody knows that I'm working out. They're great. I love them. And a lot of times I've talked about my weighted vest. And I started out doing about 26 pounds. And then I just went full-blown crazy with it. And I decided